Okay, so what we're gonna do is what I've seen countless of times where people are actually watching movies and you don't see what they're seeing. You can probably hear what's going on, but what I'm probably can do is just turn the camera a little bit in certain details. Um, Maybe some pictures might show up. So what's gonna go on is that I'm gonna watch Wicked for good. While I'm watching it, I'm gonna try to do best I can in depth detail. Okay. Um, if it gets taken down, gets taken down. I don't care. But a lot of people, they're doing reviews, and they just said, "Okay, I've seen Wicked, and it's a great movie." Okay, well, and then they either do spoilers or they don't, and then the spoilers they say, it just doesn't make sense. And then 99.9% of the time, people are doing reviews. They're not giving spoilers. So how do I even know that you even saw the movie? Anybody can go to inside of a car and says, "Oh, I just walked out the theater, and really, I can get in my car right now and say I saw the movie." Okay, I can also drive 2.3 miles to my local theater, go into the lobby, and say I saw Wicked, and come out and say, "Just walking out the theater, and I just saw Wicked, and it's a great movie," and get 10,000 billion views. Come on, really? Okay, let's have proof that you fucking watched the movie, okay? Alright. Blue for Fiero. I don't even know if I can really do it. Yeah, it's glittery. And my husband has pink and like this. He works at Publix and he doesn't want to have to. Oh, yeah, my friends. Okay. Star Wars fan. Husband's Star Wars fan too. Okay. Um, and if we sorry, asthma, COPD, you're gonna have to. I'm also disabled, so this is the best I can do. All right, so let's start watching Wicked for good. I'll hit play. Okay, so the Universal logo is gonna pop up. It's pink. It's pink. It's pink and gray. I'm Cajun. That's how they used to talking. And I worked for Disney. And they had to correct my language. I know, illegal, but stupid shit. All right. It's green with Universal logo, Comcast, and at the same time, so the first movie had um the bucket water thrown scene where you hear like Dorothy throwing the water bucket on the witch. This is gonna be where Madame Moral, we're gonna call her Granny, so we won't get into trouble. Okay, so Madame Moral is gonna be Granny. Glinda is gonna be Glinda is gonna be Pop Princess, and Oh, I learned about this. So Alphaba in some cultures is called a phobia or phobia. Okay, so we're gonna call her Elf. Some cultures they call her Elf too, or magician. And we're gonna call the wizard Dr. Oscar Diggs. Okay, we're gonna call him um, the dictator. Yeah, I was gonna call him Rocket Man because he likes to go up in the thing, but yeah, we already know who the real Rocket Man is. Ooh, lordy. Okay, so now Fin Fin and Chin Chin, the lady and man. Um, I don't know what to call them because they're not really they're in there, but they're not really that Oh, and Dorothy, I'm gonna call her Miss Tappin Shoes, and her Toto, I'm gonna call him a little monkey. Okay, so let's start this thing. Okay. The Wicked Witch of the West just escaped. Don't trust no one. And she's gonna be eliminated. As of tomorrow. Alright, so men are picking up, well, excuse me, men and women are picking up bricks. So it's the scene where they are laying the yellow brick road. Looks to be more of an oxen animal. And they're pulling the brick machine. And they're laying the bricks down. Now at this time, Alphaba, the elf, is flying around like a shark. You know what I'm saying? Like you just seeing shadows flying. You know it's her, Miss Fang, and she just causing a disturbance. See? Okay. All right. So now the woods is being burned, and then right now I think it's Alphaba, the elf. She's popping the chains of the oxen, the animals, to free them because they're being enslaved. Oops, I said a bad word. Oh my god. Oh. And you see her now, and this, I would say, Fat is running, and I can't know how he's running because he's so. Anyway, he looks like he needs to be going to the next buffet. All right, so now the elf is flying around, and she's that whip. She's, the slave whip, or the horse whip. The woman and man, they were whipping animals to make them move, but now she's whipping the people. That's what I be doing, me too. And then there's a lady that she gets pushed in the paint, and then flying monkeys are coming from Emerald City, and it's making her fall. This is my favorite scene. She makes her broom a surfboard, and she flies like on a surfboard into the sky with her broom. All right, and then this fat, guy that looks like most of the security guards at Disney World and all kinds of other place. So every day is wicked montage, I guess you can say, called. And then they use Wizard and I, and she's singing. She escapes that scene, and then she's basically singing Wizard and I, but twisting the lyrics, but keeping the same beat. And just basically singing about you're a fraud. You don't, that stuff. And she's in her house, and it looks like a tree house. It's up high in a tree. And the next scene is the pop princess. They're doing like a mockery of loathing. And then now this is popular, but La 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 and all the army men that Fiero is in charge of, they're singing La La La, filming to popular. So the pink train is now coming through Emerald City. And they're just waving. Yeah, and then things are going off. Now they're talking about the wedding. Now it looks like Fin Fin and Chin Chin. Tree 1 and Tree 2. I guess you can say Apple Tree 1, Apple Tree 2. They're more like wedding planners. And they're just discussing stuff. I'm goosified. Alright, now Granny is now talking to Glinda about the disturbance of Yellow Brick Road with the elf, because the elf was trying to finish the thing so they can open it and have a ceremony, but then like you just know that she was trying to destroy everything to stop it from continuing going. And now Granny is talking to the pop princess about how you gonna have to, do whatever, and she's whatever. Okay, so now she's getting her bubble pop machine.
A new mode of transport. Your very own vehicular spherical globe.
I can't even say it. I can't. I don't have to.
Sure.
What it's really called? Some kind of sphere thing, and she's like, "Oh, it's just bubble." So she's receiving her bubble. She pops it,
Is that supposed to happen?
and then she goes psychopath. Like, oh my god, hysterical because she's got the thing and it's popping like a balloon.
But don't fret your
And then don't fret your thing, and then she just kind of like goes through the machine. She hands her the wand that she's gonna have, and to make her look like Glinda. And now she's looking through her thing, remembering when she was a child. So now young Glinda is a child, and she's trying to do magic, and she's not can do magic at all. But she fakes it, and one little kid says, "Oh, look, a rainbow," and said like, "Oh, Glinda, you made the rainbow." She was like, "Oh yeah, I made the rainbow." And then of course the mother, as goody two shoes she's gonna be, telling her that she's everything she's supposed to be, and she can't. She's everything, and So basically, I'm sorry, I'm mumbling. Okay, so it's a birthday party, and she's trying to do magic. She can't do it, and the kids are like really excited that she can probably do magic, and she's a big, huge letdown fraud. And but then her parents come and says, "Hey, you're gonna be whoever you want to be. You can do it." That whole bullshit. Excuse my language. And just spoiling the brat. So she never takes no for an answer. They never tell her no. It's all yes, 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 and you're the best that you can be. Giving her false hope. That's basically what it is. Okay, so now this is seen in Munchkin Land. The opening ceremony for the Yellow Brick Road. Glinda comes down in her fake bubble and her blue purple dress. Madame Moro's making an announcement, and then Fiyero. What are we gonna call Fiyero? Sexiest man alive? Okay, sexiest man alive. He's hot as hell. Okay, anyway. Yeah, he's standing on the stage, and then we got... I don't know if you see it. Okay, alright. Okay, so we got that, and then what's gonna happen is she's gonna pop that bubble instead of popping that cherry. Yeah. And then I'd pop that pussy too. Okay, so then they're gonna make an announcement, and then she's gonna be singing that song, Thank Goodness We Have Today. And then, people are gonna say, "Oh, she's wicked. She can see her skin like a snake. Water can melt her. She's unclean." And then she's just, just a celebration of, yeah. So the townspeople are just spreading rumors that are not true, and then they break off behind the stage, and Sexiest Man Alive and Pop Princess, they discuss about how wonderful this is, and Pop Princess says that she can't control this. This is all good, and Sexiest Man Alive basically says, "I want to get away. Let's go. Let's get away. Let's blah 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 blah. I'm tired of this BS. Let's just, let's break away." And then Glinda convinces him, "No, we should stay." And they already made an announcement that they're engaged. Sexiest Man Alive didn't even know it was coming. Oh, it was just a suggestion from the wizard that would give you a surprise. That you'll marry my ass. Okay, whatever. I don't love you, but I'll marry you. Let's play the part. What Moach Matches is today. Don't get me started on that. That's crazy. You want to protect the sanctity of marriage? Don't come to me because you ain't gonna want to hear my advice. Oh no. Okay, anyway, so there's fake marriage. That's when most okay, I'll stop ranting about freaking marriage. Okay, so they just basically say that, okay, well, she made her decision, which is Elphaba, the elf, and that we're just gonna have to continue moving on. And they kind of like cuddle, and he walks off, and then she says, oh, he's going to give me a preference, he's good like that. And then the song is anticipated happier summer. Okay, so she sings in this other song, slow, and then like the confetti is like slow, and they actually got men holding pink wands, which is very funny. Okay, so there's like some kind of yellow brick that has the emblem of Oz, and she puts it in the middle of the swirl in Munchkin Land, and fireworks, not really fireworks, like glitter dust bombs or something goes off, and then you see the elf flying through the sky and says, our wizard lies. Everybody flips out panicking. It's the end of the world. And Granny, while the pop princess is not looking, she does her shenanigans and she moves to the clouds, and it says Oz dies to make it look like it's a threat that the elf is doing. So they do our wizard lies from the elf, and then Granny does her she shenanigans, and since she's the weather witch, she manipulates the clouds, and our wizard lies. No, Oz dies, so it's like a threat. And at this point, I think it's being convinced from Granny to Pop Princess that her friend Elphaba, the elf, is possibly, evil. So she's being manipulated too, from Granny. Okay. All right. So now you have Fiyero, which is the sexiest man alive, and he is basically the head of the Gale Force, and he is got his soldiers, and he's going after his wife. Okay, so he's going after his true love, who is supposed to be evil, and she's flying through the woods, and the flying monkeys are after her, and they have like nets, and they trying to capture her while she's flying with the nets, and of course they don't succeed, and she gets to this dark part of the woods, and sexiest man alive is on his horse. Now this is, I'm going to explain this at the very end of this thing here. Because why are they having horses if animals are not? Okay, I'm not going there, because we all know at this point animals are evil. Like the Jews in the Holocaust, they were evil people. They were kidnapped and shoved in the oven and killed. They were kept in cages. Disgusting. Well, this is similar to what happened in history. So animals are not supposed to talk. They're seen and not heard like children and women, and they're being kept in cages, and that's it. But some weird crap way, we have a horse. He doesn't talk, but the men are on the horses. So I guess they had to do something. We're not going to capture horses. We need them. Okay. So instead of running or walking after a flying witch, because you can't, we're going to just, okay, so he goes, points his gun around, looking around. Now, I know, that he sees her, and she sees him. Now, maybe some of the other guards know that he's there, and the flying monkeys know she's there. But he kind of pulls off, saying, oh, I can't see her, let's just go. So that's what's going on in that scene. Okay, so after that, she flies back home, and some of the trailers where you see the propaganda poster being plucked on some kind of spike. She's reading the propaganda poster. She's reminiscing about a outing that they had done while they were at Shiz University. So the Pop Princess, the Tin Man, Bach, Nessa Rose, the Wicked Witch of the East, and Alfabia, they all together in a group with Fiyero, and she was like, "Oh, not you too." So basically, what Sexiest Man Alive said was like, "Oh, she's a wicked witch. We need to kill her." Blah blah blah. So it's convincing others that she's lying, and saying, "Hey, we're going along." But at the same time, it's all manipulation, because now the elf Alfabia thinks that, oh, now Prince Sexy Man Alive is too, but they know each other, they love each other. So now it's being another mind F. It's all manipulation. That's what's going on. You manipulate everybody and convince everybody. That's what the dictator's doing. And Granny. They mind blowing people. Glinda don't like Alfabia. Glinda, the pop princess, doesn't like Alphaba, the elf. And then you got Fiyero that don't like the elf, the sexiest man alive. See, I can't even tell you this. I just tell you anyway. And then you got Alfabia, the elf. She loves everybody, but now nobody likes her because she's on the run. But that's not true. So she's in her house. She's making magic, and then the friends are just reminiscing back in the day. Okay, now this is where things start getting very boring, because it's very boring. Okay, so it's now back in Munchkin Land, and the other sister, the one from the east direction, is now speaking to her boy toy. The silver man. The one that doesn't have a heart. And she's in her wheelchair, and she's now the governor of Munchkin Land. She's in black. She's in mourning over her father that passed away 3 or 4 years ago. Okay, anyway, not gonna go there. Anyway, 5 years. Okay, anyway. So we'll call him the gray man with no heart. He goes and says, "Oh, I can't take this anymore. I basically don't love you."
Munchkinland is the one place in Oz.
And now they're having a conversation saying that nobody in Munchkinland can leave Munchkinland without written permission from her, the East sister. And because of all the stuff and the dictatorships that the Oz is doing, the dictator, wizard's doing, she doesn't want to feel like she's for the other sister of the West. She's for the dictator, and so she's going to go along playing along as well. And the gray man that doesn't have a heart, he's saying to her, like, "Why you're doing this is stupid, you're being ridiculous." And that's when she says, like, "I gotta do this." No, you don't. But if I don't do it, I'm for my sister. Okay. Really? Okay, anyway. So he says to her, like, "I don't love you. I love the pop princess. I'm leaving. You're never going to see me again. Ciao. Hasta luego. Adieu. Ting tung te." Okay? Well, she ain't going to like that. So while he's at the train station, like in World War II, how who and what did what to what, you now see the Munchkins being kicked off the train and discriminated against, and said that you don't have written permission from the governor. And they were already on the train. They already paid their ticket to go wherever they were going. They don't get a refund. They just get kicked off the train right there at the train station in Munchkin Land, and they're being discriminated against. And now Bach, which is the Tin Man, gray man with no heart. He wanted to go on the train to go to Emerald City to confess his love to Glinda, because now Glinda is engaged to, to the sexiest man alive, which I wish I was. Well, I am married to the sexiest man alive, but not the sexiest man alive. Okay, now. Anyway, so that's what goes on in this scene. Okay. Fast forwarding a little bit because I'm. Okay, so now after that scene with the Tin Man with no heart, the gray man with no heart, he's at the train station. He realizes what's going on. It's evil. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's like capital I, capital C, and the stuff that we put in soda and make things cold. That's what they're doing. Okay? Obviously. Okay, so now you see the elf on the broom. The West sister. And she's basically just doing a scout. What I call a scout, a lookout. And see if anybody's like, in trouble or needs help. And she sees a group of animals going in through it's like maybe like a little mountain hill. Okay? And it's a yellow brick road in the middle of the woods. And I want to say it's like a bunch of bricks. And inside the hill, they had created like a little doorway, entranceway. And the animals were starting to walk in the hill. And allegedly, okay, I believe you. I love you. I know that you know where you're going. Trust me, I know. They're supposed to be going to the desert, which is beyond Oz, which is basically the borderline between our world and their world. Something like that, where it's dead land, it's just desert. There's basically no survival, but they're doing it, and they're just trying to get away because they don't want to be captured. They want to continue talking, and all the animals are now being, we know what's going on. So this is when the elf starts to say, hey, don't run away. We need to fight our own battles. Stop leaving. We need to fight. We need to, put out. And then this is when Dulcibert comes, which is her nanny. And she says that, oh, I know you're going to win this battle, but I need to make my own choice. I'm leaving. You can stay. And I know who you are because I raised you. You're going to fight. And then this is when the West Witch sister, the West sister, Fabia, the elf, sings No Place Like Home. And the lyrics basically say that I'm living in a place that is like home, but no one loves me, but this is my home. But I should stay and fight because this is where I live. And then this is where it gets controversial, because I left Louisiana because of how it was. I was either going to be killed or that was it. That was my choice. Either I was going to be killed and dead, because the early 90s for people like myself, it wasn't safe. Okay? I know some of you may not understand that, but I'm just letting you know. And in order for me to live, I had to move to a place like Orlando, Florida, where they have people like myself in a small community of town where I can be safe and live my life the way I want and the way I should be living, because I was born this way. Don't come for me, people. We don't need no more keyboard trolls to tell me nothing. Go lie down. And that's what I'm saying. So either you stay where I stayed and fight my battles and live, and may not be able to marry another person of my choosing, or do I leave and still call it home when nobody loves me? Because every time I go back to Louisiana, I'm not getting the same look as I would I get here. I'm sorry, I don't. So it's like, home is the United States. Florida is my home. Orlando is my home. And if I have to go to war, I fight for where I live and that's what I'm not going back over there. I haven't been back in God knows how long. I'm probably never going back. It may have changed now, but I'm not going back. That's too much trauma. Anyway, so all that stuff that I just said, that's what she's gonna sing about. Am I at home when nobody loves me? Okay, so that's a little bit too much in depth. Oh, the hand on the brick thing, I thought that was gonna be the death of her East sister, but it's actually just her confronting, like, she's just sitting on a pile of bricks, next to a pile of bricks, and, she's just touching the brick in consolidations to what she's singing about. I thought like an animal had passed away and they buried that animal, or her sister was buried underneath the bricks after the house fell on her. That was just something I was thinking. But of course I'm dead wrong, like everything else in my life. Okay, so after she sings that song, Dulcibella again makes a decision. She's going back. She's going to go ahead and leave Oz. And then this is when the Cowardly Lion comes. And he talks, and of course he's scared out of his wits, and says that you freed me. Yeah, but you were in a cage, she says. And it's just basically trying to, and then the lion says that she's the one who created the flying monkeys. And then this is when it kind of like puts other animals, again, manipulation, that she really is evil. She's not really who she says she is. She's not trying to help anybody. Y'all need to go. Ciao. So the Cowardly Lion, that's what. Oops. Okay, well, the tan man, the sissy, whatever he's gonna be.
When I close my eyes, I still see that green.
So every time he closes his eyes, he sees the green face. Every time I close my eyes, I see black.
Face.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
Is that you?
Stay back. I know I was just a cub.
From the only home I ever knew.
You were in a cage.
She took me away from the only home I knew. And then the elf Alphobia said that she took him away from the cage because she went in a cage, and like, I'm free. I don't live in a cage. But yet that's disgusting, and I need to be back in a cage. The lion wants to go back in a cage. Oh wait, the tan man, whatever, the brown thing with fur, the sissy, whatever his name is. See, I can't even. I'm already 8 minutes in, and I'm still saying the characters like the So so the green Alphobia, the elf, the West sister, it's like, hello, you free. You can do whatever you want. Welcome to America. Get your beer can and your flagpole and your flag. Go out in the yard. America. Go forget your gun too. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story at the end, and y'all going to laugh your ass off. I'm telling you now. Lordy, Lordy. All right. Stay tuned for more silliness. I'm telling you, it's true. It's a true story, too. I'll tell you a true story. I swear to gods. Oh, wait, I can't say that. So I swear to Lucifer, and I swear to Zeus and Plagueis and Mr. Oz himself. Alright, so after that silliness, it goes back. The scene is back now, back to Munchkinland, and the East sister is now talking to the Tan man with no heart about, don't call me Madam So-and-so, call me by my name, Nessa Rose. You know, treat me how you did when we were back at Shiz University, back at school. You know, you love me like I love you. Oh, Lord, Hercules, 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 oh, Hercules, oh, my baby, love me. You don't love nothing, because nobody loves you. You nasty thing. Wow. So he walks off, and then she's getting all pissy prissy because she ain't getting her way. Nasty. See? You. See? Anyway, so she's not getting her way. Now her little goody two shoes. She gets upset. She rolls in her wheelchair up to the window, like some kind of out in her house, her home, and the elf witch. She breaks the glass of a wardrobe. If you don't know what a wardrobe is, look it up. We all seen the Lion Witch in a wardrobe. Americans, I tell you. You accept all these other countries, all cultures, but you don't go in full detail about what other people have in their houses. Yeah, that's a closet. I came out of it a long time ago. And I'm never going back in, only to get close. Oh, Lord. Hey, now. Okay, enough. Okay, so this is when the East Witch, the West Witch, they're sisters. One lives on the west end of town, the other one lives on the east end of town. You know the story. So now they're going to talk and have a little conversation. So she was like, okay, you know I'm not evil. The elf Fabia says to the East Witch, I'm not evil. You know, I need help. And then the East Witch basically says, well, you didn't come for our father's funeral. He died. You don't care. And then that's when the green Alphabia West sister says to the East sister that basically he hated me and I hate him. So it's a two-way thing. You know, so why should I go to the funeral? Do unto others how you want to be treated. You treat me like garbage, I'm going to treat you like garbage. That's not how I do. You treat me. I don't understand this. If you're a Christian and you understand, turn the other cheek. Put it down in comments, because I still don't understand. So this is what I don't understand. If you're a Christian, put down here. Do unto others how you want to be treated. But if other people treat you like crap, do you treat them like crap, or you treat them with kindness? And by turning the other cheek. So if they treat you like crap, you treat them with kindness, and that's turning the other cheek. Okay, anyway, if y'all understand all that, let me know in the comments. Okay. Okay, so I'm also going to tell you about scenes that are deleted. And some scenes that you saw in magazines, Shalana. Okay? Because there's a scene that I know that should have been here, where Alphabia, the green elf, is kind of like in mourning for her father in like a garden area where she was a child in the first movie. Anyway, so the East Witch is all getting upset. She ain't getting her way. And she was like, "Oh, you helping all these animals." You know, she's got that. She don't have a neck roll. I'm giving you a neck roll. And I'm giving you a little puzzle. You know, you help everybody else, but you ain't helping your own sister. I've been in this wheelchair all my life. And you could cast a spell on me and make me get out of my chair? How dare you? And the day that you flew on defying gravity till now, you don't love me. And there you go. The BS again. She ain't getting her way. She needs a doll. She needs a bottle. She needs a blanket. Pooh-hoo. I got mother's slippers. Okay, mother's sister's slippers on my feet. Oh, my mama dead. And I never took these shoes off since the day we were at the Ozdust Ballroom. This is when Bach loved me. Ooh. All right, so she gets in a little swank, and then they kind of like remembered, you know, when she was happy with the Tin Man with no heart, Gray Man with no heart. You know, oh, this is when we loved each other. He knows my name. You know, he you know, blah blah blah. And so this is when the elf witch, Alphobia, creates a magic spell from the Grimoire, and the shoes glow red. She flies in the air, like floats, and she's like, "Oh!" And then Bach comes in and says, "Oh, Nessa, blah blah. Oh, he called me by my name, hoo hoo hoo." And then that's when he gets upset. She gets upset, and then the East sister opens the. Well, I think the Grimmir's already opened the book. And she starts saying spells, but it's being pronounced wrong. And then the West sister saying, "Oh my God, you know, you're saying it wrong. Stop!" But it's kind of like now it's way too late. And the Gray Man with no heart, it's shrinking. He's like, "Bleh, bleh, bleh, bleh." And he stumbles. It's all dramatic. And there was a scene where he puts his hand down and some kind of metal thing goes around his fingers. And then he turns into the Tin Man. Now, you don't see that? Of course not. They're not going to pay all this money for CGI. So, the East sister goes out in like the foyer or hallway, and the West sister closes the door, and I guess finishes the spell, comes out and says, "Oh, he's sleeping." And she was like, you know, "This is it. This is done. I made my decision. You made yours." And then she was like, "Where are you going?" And then the West Witch sister says that, "Oh, I'm going to Oz. I'm going to see the wizard." So basically, she's going to go fly to Emerald City. And this is when the Tin Man becomes the Tin Man. And he now realizes that he is he is a Tin Man with no heart. And he gets upset with the East Witch, and then the East Witch blames it on her sister, the Wicked Witch of the West. And they get all mad. Him and her get mad, of course. And then he runs out the door and goes left. Okay, so that's that scene. Oh yeah, I forgot. She sings the East Witch song. The sister. Alright, now it's nighttime, and you have the dictator playing with all his rinky-dink toys. And Granny's making an announcement on the PA system that there's a wedding, that the sexiest man alive is marrying the pop princess, making a big deal out of nothing. And the pop princess is like a princess, Disney princesses with all the animals. Again, this doesn't make sense. Anyway, so all the animals are playing Snow White. If you know what I'm talking about. And how Aurora, Sleeping Beauty, Briar Rose. I know that thing. She got 3 names. She got 3 names. You know, with the animals, you know, they play pretend. You know, they put on makeup. They bring her clothes, and you know how this Disney stuff goes. Well, that's that scene. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, you hear a boom, like a burn, boom. Like that. And the glass breaks, and you see a W from in the thing, like in the trailer, you know the trailer, and the glass breaks, and you know that prop princess, she be like, "I've seen that before. I know who that is. Come on, let's go." So, like in the trailer, she's running out on the balcony, and she's looking for the West sister, the green Alphobia, the elf. "Come on in here," she say. "Come on in here. You don't want the monkey flying around right here, just seeing you outside. They're gonna spoil everything. Come on inside. Come on here." So, them 2 friends she'll talk.
Alfie.
Okay.
Oz, red line.
Thank Oz you're alive.
Your dress.
Oh, careful your dress. You don't want to get that dirty, Ringo. You're getting married to the sexiest man alive. Lucky you.
I still can't believe you get around on that old thing.
Well, we can all come and go by bubble.
I love that one. You still running around on that thing on there? You run that truck? Well, we all can't come and go by a bubble.
Are you all right?
No, we cannot.
I'm fine.
Because if a bird comes and pops that bubble and you're
I just wanted to see.
way up
That
chill,
means a lot to me, Alfie.
what's going to happen?
Discovering
And what happens if that bubble, not only that bubble's going to pop, what's going to happen to that machine when it break
You
down?
understand?
Oh, you be flying here, the kingdom come, that thing going to break down and catch fire?
Moving on.
Yes.
What up, Lord?
This is
But nobody thinks about that.
and
I understand, but you have
Okay,
to trust
now
me.
they trying to like convince, you know, each other that, oh, you know, I'm right, you're wrong. And then it's more convinced like, you know, I'm here to go change the dictator's belief system. I'm not gonna change, I'm gonna do this. So she wants the elf Alphobia Green Witch West runs off. And of course the pop princess, she's like, "Where you going?" So they go like the Alphobia Green elf, she's now in that main room, right, where the head is and where the dictator is. And she's looking for him. And of course, she's playing with his rinky-dink toys like a train and some kind of spin
You're
thing.
done.
You're done. You know, come clean. You're a fraud. Tell everybody you're fraud. Tell everybody you're lying.
Alphabet. We're starting again.
Yes, please.
No, this is about
Say
starting
yes.
back again,
Don't
saying
you
like
think I wish I could?
we were
I would
wrong.
give anything to go back to a time when
Try to fix everything. And they kind of like just have a discussion. Now, Wonderful is starting, but it's a mix between Wonderful and Defying Gravity. Because he sings about how
More.
dictators and politicians lie verbally and they don't do what they want to do when they're elected. Or they say that, you know what I'm saying. And one man's a traitor, one man's a hero. One's a student, one's a teacher. And then they create a swing with
Alfie,
the broom.
aren't you tired of running?
And aren't you tired of running? And then and they sing. Well, the pop princess sings, and them two, they inside there, and everything's wonderful. And that scene from the trailer, where it's just them three dancing and doing the elbow dance, and then she was like, "Okay, I got enough. We're not talking. We're not discussing anything. I want my broom. Give me my broom. Give me my hat. I'm getting the hell out of here." And she was like, "Okay." The West Witch Green Alphabia says, get like free the if you're gonna be true to what you say you're gonna do, turn around and be good. Free the flying monkeys." So the dictator gives the Green Wicked West Witch Alphabia, the elf, the key to their cage or their housing. And as the dictator's talking to her about reforming himself, okay, blah 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 blah, he's given her the power to open up the cage and let the monkey out. So she takes the key, she unlocks the door of the cage or whatever this thing is, and then all the the flying monkeys fly out, and they've been freed from their cage. Now, the main leader of the flying monkeys is
At least you have your freedom now.
Chisery?
Chisery, can you speak?
Chisery. And at that point, he can't talk. She asks him, "Can you talk?" So he can't talk. So all the monkeys are freed, and then the dictator just kind of like goes off in his head, goes somewheres, and Chisery flies near this wall mirror things, and it rolls to the right and then opens up. This places where the cages are. Now it starts the wedding. This is the scene where the pop princess she's in her dress, her wedding dress gown. It's the wedding scene, and she's walking down the aisle to the sexiest man alive. And at the same time she's walking down the aisle, there's this other scene where Alphabia, Green Elf, West Witch of the West, walks down another aisle, but on each side there's animals in a cage. And she sees Dr. Dillamon in a cage, and she asks, "Can you talk?" And he can't talk. He just me. Okay? And she gets pissed off. And then this is when the dictator comes in from the down the staircase and says, "Look, let me talk." She was, like all animals are misunderstood. They should not, they're evil. And then that's when some animals can't be trusted.
I know that now.
Because he's the animal. And Madam Granny, she's the preacher. All this dictatorship. Good Lord. And so she pops the chains, opens the cages, and animals run. And she looks at the dictator and she says, "Run." I'll say, at that point, I would tell him more than just run. So he stumbles, falls on the staircase, and as the animals run, he almost gets trampled by most of them. So since they're being released in another room in the same area where the weddings they hear a lot of commotion, and the animals break the door, and they basically go into the wedding and destroy it. So they're wedding crashers, literally. So they crash into the wedding, and of course, Granny, she's telling everybody this is the work of the Wicked Witch of the East Witch and the West Witch and the Witch of the Green and Alphapia and the Green Lizard Lady. It's her fault. Alphapia, the green elf. Okay, so the next scene is Alphapia, green elf. She's pissed. She's done. She takes her broom because he's trying to stop the dictator because the dictator just keeps running because he's a flipping coward. See you. See. Okay. And she chokes her with the broom, him with the broom, and says, "Oh, now you know what it's like not to talk." This is disgusting. Anyway, so then the sexiest man alive, Prince, comes in with the gun. Or a boom. Oh, wait, I can't say gun on YouTube. What is it called? A pow pow? A poo poo? The poo poo? You're stupid. Just say the fucking word. Dang. The pew pew. And he aims it at the dictator. Then he aims it at the green elf witch west of the west. And says, it's you, I'm gonna get you. And you're leaving, get as much as you can carry. Oh, that was that one thing. I think that was a story back in the day. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's a Celtic story or Indian movie. I don't know. It was funny. Like, I think it was the English men, right? And they said to the women, you can carry. They wanted to kill the men, and then the women, they told the women that carry anything you can carry. Anything that you can carry, you take with you, you can go. So they picked up their husbands and carried them out. You remember that? I don't know where that story comes from, but that's what he just tells. That's when the sexiest man alive tells the dictator, your ass is leaving. Take everything that you can carry and get the heck out of here. But he don't pick up no wife. He don't pick up no boyfriend either. He don't pick up a goat. No. And he stays puzzled and confused. Be like, hey, you're a guard. You're supposed to be protecting me. But yet you, for her. So now this is when everything starts to play out. And the true selves of everybody's minds are now being like, who's who and what's what, and who's who and what's good. And then this is when the pop princess realizes that the East West Green trader is in love with her man, the sexiest man alive. And of course, she always had her way. So now she's boo-hooing, boo-daying. That's a Louisiana Cajun term for crying. Boo-hoo, boo-daying. That she didn't get her way. She didn't get her man. Her man's now leaving for another woman, even though he's gay. That don't make no sense either. That's funny. Well, that's right. He's bisexual. Never mind. You're full of shit. This is ridiculous. Okay, now. Back to the story. She sings a reprise, whatever the hell that word is, of I'm Not That Girl.
Do you have a hairpin?
Do you have a hairpin? The dictator said.
And I had a deal.
Why would he need a hairpin? He don't have no hair. So this is when Granny comes in. And it says, look, I got enough. We need to do something to stop her. This needs to be done delicately. So this is when the pop princesses tell the dictator and Granny that if you want to, now she's saying this to them because the sexiest man alive ran off with Alphobia, green elf witch lady, wicked witch of the West witch thing, up with her man. So she's now feeling pain, and now she's saying to them how to get her and capture her because she's in pain with her man. So she says, well, you have to do something to the sister, Wicked Witch of the East Witch, in order for Alphobia to be there, because that's the only thing that's going to make her go. And then that's when I think it's being said that we can't fake it because she's going to know that we're faking, that she's in trouble. The East Witch of the West East sister. We have to do everything delicately.
Change in the weather.
And then she says we just need to do a change in the weather. So the wind starts picking up, things are starting to move. And this is when the pop princesses again starts to sing the song I'm Not That Girl. Now the sexiest man alive is now at Alphobia, green wicked witch of the West witch house, looking around. He's kind of like admiring a few things. It's very dark. You can barely see their faces and what's going on. Now this is when, as long as your mind starts playing out. Now, long as your mind is, I want to say, okay, so during long as your mind, they start taking off their wardrobe. So if you know what a wardrobe is, then you know what the wardrobe is when they're taking things off. So because you just Google what a wardrobe is, because you don't know what a wardrobe is, it's a closet. So when I was in the closet, you're taking it off. Since I gotta talk in codes. This is ridiculous. Your people are crazy. They're taking off their damn clothes. Lord, Jesus. Now she can't believe that he loves her the way he loves him. And this is all the Titanic love story, Romeo and Juliet. The chemistry between them two. I'm sorry for all you females that don't know this. I really am. How a man's supposed to hold you. Because my man, I hold my man the way I'm supposed to hold my man. Okay? What I see out... Okay, here's another rant. I swear to God. Oh, wait, I can't say that. I swear to Lucifer. I swear to Zeus. I swear to Jafaba and Kabuta. I'm not going to say this. This is ridiculous. Okay? Since Titanic, and maybe movies like Going to... Oh, Lord, I can't even say they're going to win. Yeah, I'm a big... I'm banned for them. I'm banned forever from YouTube. Okay, so I'm telling you, like, the love scene, it's convincing that they love each other. It's the old-fashioned way of loving. It's like Titanic love, where Rose and Jack are together, Rhett Butler and Scarlett O'Hara together. It's a scene. It's not spicy, but everybody calls it spicy. It's PG movie. They can't really, do anything. So they do similarly like in the stage play where they get on their knees on like the floor you know, and then they, kind of like kiss a little bit. They fly. She does not really a spell because she just can fly without a broom. They kind of like, again, like a Disney movie, how they fly, float, and they got little sparkles and glitter and lightning bugs around them, and what song was it intervening? I think it's intervening with the tornado. I thought it was two songs together, but evidently not. So it's the scene when Granny's creating the tornado. So now the tornado is being created, and it's forming, or it had formed, or it is forming by or in near the Emerald City, because that's where Granny's at. And the tornado is now ravishing through the tulip field with the Yellow Brick Road that's being destroyed, and it's heading towards Munchkinland. And they have their night together. And he's got his shirt off, the sexiest man alive, and he's telling his love interest, because they didn't get married. Okay, you Christians. Y'all funny. Because they don't get married. They're living in sin. And they're doing things that you're supposed to do when you're married. Okay? What most people do without being married. Okay, I'm not gonna give you another rant, okay? Because I'm still a virgin and I'm married. So put that together. Anyway, so the sexiest man alive tells his love interest that she can live in the chemical castle. They never lived in that castle. And then she was like, well, where did you live? She was like, oh, I live in another castle. Of course. You'll be safer there because you got all the trap doors and just weird stuff. And then this one she gets another premonition because she's a psychic medium. Oh, can't say that either. Lord! So she's seeing the future about a house. Bok, bok, bok. Danger, danger, danger. And then that's when he says, will I ever see you again? She was like, I love you always. And then see what she says? If you can see houses flying to the sky, you can see that. She kisses him like I want to do. So she doesn't say anything. So she gets on her broom, and the storm is going on, and she's flying through. Now I would think that you would see the house flying around the tornado, Dorothy's house flying around the tornado, and Alphaba would be going around too, and then that way like from the Wizard of Oz, how Dorothy the tap shoe dancer looks through the window and sees the Wicked Witch of the East West Witch sister. You know what I'm saying? Remember that scene? And I would be like, oh, that. But it's actually after the tornado passes. So it's, she's just basically going to find out what's going on because she's getting a premonition about her sister and something bad going on. At the same time, the sexiest man alive is going through the woods and it's stormy. And he's actually going to go find the flying monkeys who are already freed to help him figure out what's going on, after Alphaba. So he's standing on a cliff and then they're there. Now everything is now peaceful. The next scenes are very peaceful at this point. The tulips, the sun's rising. the tornado have already. Okay. Oh, let me put this in depth detail. Okay, so the tornado comes through. You see the house, the tap dancer house, and they have the eye of the storm that's kind of like clear, and you can see the house, and it's very similar to like the 1939 film where you just see black, at the bottom of a house, and the east sister looks up, and the camera's shooting down, and you can see the house. You know what's going on. So you see the house, it's black. It turns black. The camera's facing down as she's looking up. You can see the yellow brick road, and that's when the house allegedly falls on her. But right before that, as the tornado comes into Munchkin Land, she's looking for Bach, the 10 man with no heart. So then it's peaceful. The house is landed. It's quiet. There's nobody there. Literally nobody there. And Dodo barks, and Miss Tappin Shoes walks off. So everything that you saw in the trailer with who, Miss Thang, is there. That's it. Bye bye, Dodo. Go get there. Whole time. Get up. Go. Take your time. Hurry up. Go. Again, there's nobody in town. Like, they all, like, a couple of people were just following who out of town, and that was it. And then that's when the pop princess, goes to the house, kneels, cries, and says, Nessa Rose. And then that, oh shiz.
I scare you?
I scare you.
I seem to have that effect on people.
I see that have affected on people.
I would appreciate a moment to say goodbye to
And then she's asking for her personal time to grieve the loss of her sister. That mulish farm girl with my sister's shoes, which is the only shoes that I had left from my mother. And she slaps her. Happy.
Me too.
Yes, and then me too. And they just kind of like, this is when that famous fight scene happens. She says, my favorite thing is, come here, Greenie, fight with your hands.
Come on. Let's go, Greenie.
Yeah, so they get in a fight. And then at this point, it's the Gale Force army men. They come and break up the fight. They hold Elphaba, the Green Wicked Witch of the West Witch Green Elf, back.
You were a part of this? I can't believe you was...
And then she thinks that she was part of killing her sister to get her there to get captured. And Galindo's like, no, that's not, the pop princess says that's not what I meant. This is not what happened. This is not what I said for it to happen. And so the other lady, the West Witch, Wicked, Green Lady, Elf, gets upset. So Glinda the Good, you let her go. So now they have horses. So in the play, he swings on a vine like Tarzan, the Muscle Man. But in the movie, he's on a horse, and then he gets off the horse and says, he doesn't even say let the green girl go. And then he points the pew-pew, to the pop princess, and then to the green witch of the elf witch, green west witch, like who's at fault. And then the pop princess gives the hat back to the West Witch, Green Lady, Elf. And at that time, the flying monkeys come too. So at the same time that the sexiest man alive came into the scene, the flying monkeys did as well, with them on the horses. So I guess he didn't know how to get to Munchkin Land, but obviously he probably did. But he's got the monkeys with him. Like, I don't get it, but I guess I do.
Please protect her.
Oh, please protect her. So now he's given them the authority to go. So I guess the allegiance or the monkeys are so like a dwarf, how a dwarf minds, that's just who they are. And they're just army monkeys, and I think that their ownership of who they tell them what to do, they work off of that. So the dictator had them, so they did what the dictator wanted to do. Now the sexiest man alive is now telling them, let's help me find the green lady witch elf wicked witch of the West Swiss sister, and help me. So now they're in Munchkinland, they've done their job, and now the sexiest man alive is telling Chishery, I hope I'm saying that right, Chishery, that go protect her. My woman. Go protect my woman, because I can't physically do it now. I made my choice. I let her go. Now, things are going to go bad for me. So they fly off from Munchkinland and follow the Green Lady. Now she realizes and looking at the sexiest man alive as he's pointing the pew pew at her. And just kind of like, you love her, I get it. At the same time, he's getting captured because he did wrong treason. We call it treason. By putting the pew pew, this is so stupid, I swear, at the wrong person. So now he's getting captured. Now the next scene is going to be called No Good Deed. I call it No Good Deed. It's very intense, and I'm going to try to do the best I can. Because it's very dramatic, and it's like Jesus, I don't even know if I can say his name, Lord and Savior, Big JC, because I'm going to get banned for calling his name out. How he dies, okay, on the crucifix. I don't even know if I can say that. The wood. That's how he dies. The sexiest man alive. So I don't even know if I can say this. I don't know. I'm going to get banned. So he gets, and, the guards, they brutally beat him to kill him. That's basically how I supposed to. I don't know. I don't do this shit. I just see what other people do one thing, and they can't say the word stab. They can't say the word gun. They can't say, someone being killed. They can't say none of that. They just, I don't know how to do this. So basically, they're unsubscribing for life. The sexiest man alive. That's it. It's the best way I can say this, because I don't want to get trolled. Okay, so now how Afabia, the Green Lady, knew exactly where the castle was, I don't know, because the sexiest man alive never told her where the castle is, and then she goes flying straight to the thing. Okay, so right now the sun's setting. She's at the castle, and the Grimoire opens up. The book opens up. They have the flying monkeys around her, and she starts singing No Good Deed. This is the best scene in the entire movie, other than For a Good Song, but I'm going to get there at the end. Okay, so she says the spell. Now, as she's saying the spell, before she sings the song For a Good, so as she's singing No Good Deed, she's seeing a vision of the sexiest man alive. Dr. Dillamon, and it shows Dr. Dillamon, I guess, like in his office or in, Shiz University. And then she looks over and she sees the sexiest man alive owning the spike. And then that's the rose flying in the air. And then that's back at Shiz University. And then her, that I'm Not That Girl scene where she's hiding behind a column and she's the sexiest man alive and Pop Princess playing together. Towards the end of the song, you're gonna see all the flying monkeys. They're getting in their armor. They're ready for battle. Which is, I know what's gonna happen. So that's when she decides that, like, I'm the Wicked Witch of the West. End of story. Blah blah blah. And then that's when she says to the flying monkeys and Shimmery, "Go get that Dorothy. Bring me back my sister's shoes." Which I'm trying to see if she... Okay, well, I thought I was going to be able to play it, but I don't think I can. So the scene's now back at the Emerald City, and the scene is when the wizard, the dictator, is kind of like having a meltdown. Like, I have enough of this. And then Granny comes in.
You have visitors.
You have visitors.
A girl from the land of Kansas and 3 friends that she picked up along the way.
A girl from Kansas, and this, which you can use these as a pawn.
They all want something they don't have, of course.
I'm not seeing anybody.
I don't want to see anybody.
But these are visitors we can use.
These are visitors we can use. So there's the scene where Dorothy's coming in with her, tipple tap shoe dancer girl comes in, and the main scene with the head and the fire and her 3 friends are all there. Okay, that scene. And then that's when Granny tells the wizard, the dictator. So now he's starting to have a drinking too much water problem in a green water bottle. I can't believe I have to tell y'all people like this. This is ridiculous. I feel like I'm talking to a damn 2-year-old. So now he's just like, I don't want to do this, but let's just go with it. This is now the March of the Witch Hunters, that song. You have the Tin Man Lion, and the Tin Man's basically in control of the mafia, the mob. Not really a mafia, the mob. And I don't even know I can say that. Let's call it the mob. This is ridiculous, I'm telling you. Lord, how are you going to tell a story? So the mob get mad at the man with no heart. That's great. You know, they all get mad how the green elf witch lady, witch sister West, is destroying everything and making everything evil and bad. And, you know, they just create a problem. Okay, so basically the dictator tells them, you know, go, and at the same time, go kill the, you know, I don't even like saying that because it disturbs me. Why would you... Okay, killing witches. Okay, go kill her. And then at the same time, Pop Princess, she's on the balcony hearing everything that's going on with the mop. And she ain't happy. She's going to have a meltdown too. She's going to cry like a baby. So she goes inside her apartment, closes the door, and she starts having a meltdown. My throat itches. She looks in the mirror at herself. So you know that Michael Jackson song, Man in the Mirror? That's what's going on. Look yourself in the mirror and correct yourself. And are you happy with the life you created? If not, do something about it. There is that beautiful girl with a beautiful life. With such a beautiful life built on lies. That's all that's required to live your dreams. Instead of closing your eyes. She does a story. I don't know. I can't really hear it, and I definitely can't sing, so I'm not gonna ruin y'all ears. So the song is about I'm living a lie, and I've got what I wanted, but my dream is not my dream because it's not the way it should be. So she's going in her closet, she's going up the steps, she's just walking around her apartment singing the song, and then she opens up the window, the door, goes up to her balloon bubble and sees herself as a child and thinking to herself, what I wanted as a child, I now have it as an adult, but I'm not happy. I'm waiting for a bubble to pop. So that's when she just stares at it. She doesn't pop it, her bubble. And that's it. That's the scene, that's the song. And then after that, you see Granny making letters and propaganda posters.
Madam, we have got to stop this.
We have to stop this. Pop Princess.
Can take care of herself.
The West Witch green lady can take care of herself.
I suppose it was just her time.
And then they're referring to the East Witch and how she passed away. She unsubscribed from life. That maybe it was just her time. And this is the scene where Granny is now telling her as an evil lady to the Pop Princess,
and now
you basically got your life. You listen here. You listen to me. You got your dream. You get what you wanted.
So just do what you do best.
Smile. Wave. And she kind of knocks her down onto the propaganda posters. So that's another picture that you saw. And that's when Granny is being really mean to her. And shut up. Like, basically, you've made your choice. How does that tone of phrase go? You dig your grave and now you live in it? Or you dig a hole and now you lie in it? Yeah, that. Alright, now the next scene is she knows the truth probably now. That Granny's evil. This has all got to stop. And so the Pop Princess goes into her dormitory room, loft, whatever the hell she lives in the Emerald City, takes off her earrings, takes off the crown, takes pretty much everything off, gets black shoes and a black coat. And the reason why I'm pausing is because there is a scene, and I'm trying to figure out why it takes a long time for the next scene to happen or the next flicker, and as if I'm supposed to know something. So can you figure this out? So what we're seeing is like a coat, and this is like the horse place where they stable. Well, maybe it's just that she's just walking through and you just see the shadow of her walking through. I don't know, I thought I maybe have seen something. And she grabs Fiyero, the sexiest man alive's horse, and says that, I need your help. And I don't think he talks. And now the mob is saying the Wicked Witch must be stopped and kill the witch. So it's going back to the March of the Witch Hunters. Okay. Okay, so after No Good Deed, back to the March of Witch Hunters, back to her, saying that, hey, go get that's it. Okay, I knew I heard that somewhere. Okay, monkeys fly and go get that Dorothy. That's when it happens. It all happens during the March of the Witch Hunters. Not and Good Deed. So it's like No Good Deed, March of the Witch Hunters, and then back to No Good Deed, March of the Witch Hunters, then flying off. So it's like 3 or 4 things are happening at once. Because you also have Granny talking to the Pop Princess. So it's this all thing going on. So the monkeys fly off to go get you know who. So now, like, literally quick snap, drop of a hat. So as soon as the flying monkeys fly off, you see Glinda going to the castle on the horse. Listen to me, Glinda. The Pop Princess goes on a horse and she rides on the horse. The next scene, it's when the Green Witch Lady, Witch of the West, actually you hear you know who crying. And she closes the door and says, if you ever want to see, get the shoes off your feet. She slams the door.
You can't go on like this.
And then that's when the Pop Princess is now confronting the Green Witch Elf, Wicked Witch sister. We can't just continue this. This is ridiculous. People are being... In referencing that people are dying, this is ridiculous. This all has to stop. And that's when she says, I'm going to surrender. And she gets water from the well and says to her, I'm trying to not clear my name. And they start to sing For Good. And then there's a lot of dialogue in between. And then she grabs the grimoire and gives it to the Pop Princess. I can't read this. You have to learn. This is going to change everything for the both of us.
You know, you're the only friend I ever had.
You're the only friend I had. And I had so many friends.
I have so many friends.
I heard that so many times. But only one that mattered. Instead of saying it loud, she says it, only one that mattered. Really softly, but like in the trailer, it's like loud, you can hear it. But in the movie, it's only friend that mattered. It's like almost like a whisper. So they sing For Good, they hold each other's hands, and she's got the grimoire. The Pop Princess has the grimoire. They hug, they're crying. Go, go, go. Go. Okay, so Elphaba, the Green Witch Lady, she knows that they're coming, and Glinda, the Pop Princess, doesn't have enough time to escape to go off. So she puts Glinda in a wardrobe closet, to where she can also see what's going on. So now you're going to see her death of Elphaba, Wicked Witch of the West, unsubscribing from life by tipple tapping shoes girl, you know who, by throwing water on her. Her viewpoint, the Pop Princess's viewpoint from the wardrobe closet. And some people lied and said that she was behind a curtain. She ain't behind no damn curtain. And then she's in. I heard somebody say, she's in Emerald City and Oz. behind a curtain looking. No. Know your story. Oz is the name of the town or the land that they live in. Emerald City is over there in the middle of the town world, and she's in the Camel Toe, Camel Ho Ho, okay, the castle, in a wardrobe, looking through the crack of the two doors, and she's seeing her friend. Okay, now she's crying. She looks like she's panicking, crying, like she's and it's some kind of mural or some kind of painting. All right, so you hear the flying monkeys. That's when you know who runs through. Okay, so Alfabia Queen, you know, she runs through. She does a little twirl like she does, like I like her doing. Okay. All right, so somebody, probably you know who, picks up the water bucket. Now I may not be able to play it because they're singing a song, so I'm just gonna, because they're gonna copyright that. I gotta pause that. Okay, I'm just gonna dictate the best I can for this. Okay, so she comes flying around. You know who runs through. She's got the bucket. She pours the bucket on the you know who. Okay, it's all shadows. All right, you see the silver slippers. You see the water flowing from the bucket. And then she starts yelling, and smoke flies around. Smoke is flying around, and you can tell she's melting. And there's just smoke. So that's when the tipple tap dancer, she tip steps through to the hat. She picks up the broom, and you see that shadow part. Now this is when she picks up the hat. The pop princess picks up the hat, and now Chimmery can talk. And that's when he tries to Miss Glinda. And he picks up that green bottle elixir thing and gives it to her. And that's when she realizes that she's seen that bottle somewhere else. And this is all got to come together. So now this is the scene where Pop Princess is now talking to the dictator back in Emerald City and his office where the face is. She hands him the green elixir bottle and says, "I've seen this only one other time when you had it." And he tells her, well, she says to him that it's from her mother. And so this is when he realizes that when he was in town in the beginning, that he had again infidelity marriages with the mother of Wicked Witch of the West, Sister West Green Lady, Fabia, okay? And that's her daughter. That's his daughter. And he just had her killed. And then the entire time he was looking for family, looking for love, and looking for a daughter or son or daughter to love, and he had that, but now she's dead. Yeah, so he's just remembering.
What will I tell people?
Make something up.
All right, you need to go. And he was like, "What am I gonna do?" And she was like, the pop princess says, "Make something up."
Look out your window.
And then now, Pop Princess goes into the room where Granny's at, and she's like, "Oh, the wizard's leaving. Look out your window. You can't miss this."
Come on. You don't want to miss this.
Oh, you don't want to miss this. So they go out on the balcony, and she's like, "Huh?" Granny's like, "Nah, whatever." and I see the tipple dancing girl running through the crowd. I want to go home, and then the hot air balloon is flying up.
I swear it never ends with that girl.
I swear it never ends with that girl, the pop princess says. It's funny. So she doesn't get in the basket with the dictator. No. So the
The
typical
wizard is taking a permanent leave of absence.
the dictator's taking a personal leave of absence.
Find it in your heart to forgive me?
Can you find it in your heart to Granny says to forgive me? And she's like, no, I'm sorry. Well, the famous words was the same thing as what she said in the first movie, which is also in the play, where I don't think you have what it takes.
They don't hold up very well.
You won't hold up very well.
My personal opinion.
My personal opinion.
Is you do not.
You do not.
Have what it takes.
You don't have what it takes.
I hope you prove me wrong.
I hope you prove me wrong.
I doubt you will.
I doubt you will. And that's when the flying monkeys take her. The Granny. And it's similar to Star Wars. You remember episode 3 when Anakin and Palpatine, you know that scene where Palpatine and oh my god, my husband's gonna kill me because I don't know that guy's name. The other guy that's capturing and realizing that he's the Darth Sidious. And then Anakin has to make a choice either to save Palpatine or save the other Jedi. And then he flies off. Yeah. It's reminding me of that scene where because the flying monkeys take by the arm and flies off, brings her to jail. Now, it's a very interesting scene because after that is the next scene when Glinda is in her pink dress, which is the beginning of Wicked Part 1, which is No More Mourns the Wicked. And this is the famous scene that's in the trailer, where she's standing in front of the mirror, puts the crown on. And now she's walking up to her bubble. And this is the beginning of, you know, see, they're going back to the beginning of the first movie. Or is it true that you were a friend? And now she tries to put everything straight.
All Aussians.
All aliens are welcome. So this is when the animals come out of the woodwork. They come out. And all are welcome. They're all my friends. I don't see any enemies.
I'd like to try to help.
I would like to try to help. And now I'll be known as Glinda the Good. And then Dulcibert comes out of the hole. And then Dr. Gilliman is now back at Chiz in his office. He doesn't say anything and he doesn't have his glasses. You see the burning of the witch thing that I don't like because it's disgusting. And then she's just looking up at the sky. And the next scene is when it's going back to the castle. And you see the witch's hat on the ground. The window behind it has been busted. And sexiest man alive is the Scarecrow. And he runs over to the hat. Gets on his knees. Moves the hat behind him. And then opens up the trap door. Now there's 2 doors to the trap door. Now how Dorothy didn't see her opening the trap door, I don't know. That's ridiculous. So now she comes out. And he looks like this. She looks at him like Fiyero, because I don't think... See, again, this doesn't make sense because in the trailer, she's like, oh, I got a plan. And then, and then she's like, and then Pop Princess says, oh, I don't have a plan. And then Wicked Witch of the West, Sister Green, Alphabia says, oh, I got one. And she says, oh, thank God. So I guess that's going to be a deleted scene because this doesn't make sense. Because when she came out of the hole, okay, she would expect Glinda to come get her, but I don't understand. So she pops out, like in the play, she's alive, and it's Fiyero. She's confused about why Fiyero looks like that, but she remembers, she knows she turned him into the Scarecrow, and just looking at things different way, blah, blah, blah. They have a conversation.
You don't have to lie to me.
You don't have to lie to me, blah, blah, blah. And she looks down as they walk off, holding hands. She turns around, looks at her hat to like, oh, I forgot the hat. And then you see the Grimmery. The next scene is Grimmery, and it is in the apartment. She's got the bottle, green elixir bottle. She
I
puts
wish
it.
that Linda could know we're alive.
I wish Grinda knows that I'm not alive and stuff like that. And then in the scene that we all knew but we didn't know what was going on. It's when the Pop Princess in her bubblegum pink dress holds the thing, goes in the tower, and she starts walking up. At the same time, you see the sexiest man alive and the Pop Princess, not Pop Princess, the sexiest man alive and Green Witch Lady West Sister walking in the desert. Sunset again. This is Wizard of this is reminiscing homage. Why? I don't know, but it's great to Star Wars. Okay? Where you have a sunset or sunrise or sun, and in the shadows you see two people or a droid. Okay? You know what I'm talking about if you're a Star Wars fan. It happens, I think, almost in every damn movie. It happens now. They're walking and they just see shadows. Silhouettes. She takes off her thing, and then you see the Pop Princess go out to the balcony where they're defining gravity. Okay? She's in her pink dress, holding the Grimmery. She puts the Grimmery on the ledge or wherever this is. I don't know what it is. A column that broke, I don't know. Looks out into the sunset on the balcony. Who can say if anything for better, for good? So now this is a for good montage. Okay? And then now the Grimmery opens up. And then Glinda looks down at the Grimmery as it's opening up and lighting up. And it opens up to solid gold hands, whatever that means. And then the West Sister Green Witch Lady Elf then turns back around to the sexiest man alive. I'm pausing it. So they hold hands. And again, Star Wars! This is the end, y'all. Look how it is on the cover of the book. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. Oh my God. Cry! And that's it. And that's Wicked for Good. So let me hurry up and tell you what I didn't see. Okay, so this scene here with that little, it looks like more like a cupcake, right? So that's not there. Toss Lake's not there. And then the scene where she's kneeling down, Alphabia, Green Witch Lady Elf, is kneeling down to mourn her father, I guess, assuming. That's not in there. And what you saw, what you heard, that's exactly what's going on with Dorothy. And that's it. That's Wicked for Good, y'all. Have fun. Enjoy the movie. Cry. It's an excellent movie. You like Star Wars? Your husband or whoever likes Star Wars and don't like musicals, and bring them, because they're going to be like, oh, that's Star Wars. That's Star Wars. This is the Wizard of Oz. This is Wicked. So bring them. It's excellent. Enjoy. Bye.